Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm doing something completely different on my channel. I feel like I've been trying out a bunch of new things on my channel because why not? Let's have some fun. But today my mom is going to join me and I wanted to try to recreate one of my looks that I've done on myself on her because she is older, she has mature skin, mature eyelids. So I thought it'd be fun to show you guys how I would recreate a look I've done on myself and do it on her. So for this video, I'm gonna take the look I did recently with the Urban Decay Naked Sin palette. I'll link my original video down below. Honestly, it's just a beautiful everyday look, so I thought we'd start with a pretty easy look today. But if you guys want to see more of this video in the future, like maybe a colorful look I've done and how I would do it on mature eyes, like I would love to do that. So let me know your thoughts on this video, whether you want me to do it again. If you like seeing someone with more mature eyes on my channel, please let me know your feedback. I'm totally open to it. I do want to preface this by saying that I'm not a professional makeup artist. Like I've not been trained in any way. Everything I know I've either taught myself or learned from YouTube. So I did watch a bunch of videos the other day on just makeup for mature eyes and kind of how I would recreate this look on my mom. So I wanted to let you guys know that I'm not an expert in mature makeup, but I have done my mom's makeup many times before, so I think I can do this today. I do think I'm gonna do a voiceover when I'm doing her makeup just to make it easier on everyone, but I am gonna link every single product and brush I use down below, so let's get started. Alrighty, here is my mom with no makeup on. She did her skincare right before we started filming. I'm going to kind of fast forward through this part because I want the focus of this video to be on the eyeshadow, but I did fill in her brows lightly with the Benefit Precise in My Brow Pencil in 3.5, and then I used a little bit of Gimme Brow on top because she does have some gray brow hairs. And she has pretty thin brows naturally, so I didn't want to fill them in too much, just kind of giving them a light outline and covering up the gray hairs. And I wanted to start with eyeshadow as usual, so I used the Rare Beauty Eyeshadow Primer. This primer is amazing because it's nice and lightweight, but has a little bit of a tint to it, so it did cover up any veins and kind of like a bluish tint that my mom has on her eyelids. I just did a really light layer of that, and then I set that with the RCMA No Color Powder. And then, of course, we went into the Urban Decay Naked Sin palette. I love this palette. I think it's so gorgeous. So I started with the Sigma E54 in the shade Sin, which is just a perfect like champagne shimmer, and I placed that all over her eyelid. And even just doing this first step like really made her eyes pop. I love it. And then I went in with the shade Boring on a Sigma E25, and I ran that throughout her entire crease. So lots of back and forth motions, making sure I get all the way to the inner crease to the outer crease. And then to add some depth and definition, I went in with the shade Twisted on a Sigma E42. This brush was perfect for this because it's kind of like a denser, small blending brush, so I can kind of use it as if it was like a pencil brush, and I really packed on that shadow on the outer corner, but was also able to blend it out with this brush as well. So I started by packing the shadow on the outer corner of the eye and not really as much in the crease because when her eyes are open, you can't really see the crease just because of the looser skin on her eyelid. I definitely had to build up the shade a little bit, but once I was happy with how deep it was, I picked up a little bit more of that lighter brown shade Boring and kind of used that to soften the edges of Twisted. And then I took a clean Sigma E35, just a fluffy blending brush, and I blended over everything in her crease to make sure it was nice and soft and diffused. And then I went back in with the lid shade Sin just to touch it up and brighten it up a little bit more. I always get so nervous to do eyeliner on other people, but I have this really good idea. So I took the Haus Labs Gel Kohl Liner in Punk. This is my favorite black eyeliner ever. It's so creamy. So I swirled that on the back of my hand and I took a tiny brush. I took the Sigma L06, which is technically a lip brush, but it worked perfectly to be used as eyeliner. So I kind of lifted up my mom's lid a little bit to make sure I can get nice and close to her lash line with this liner. And I loved how it turned out on her. So I do want the focus of this video to be on her eyes, but I did do her face makeup as well. Like I couldn't just do her eyes, you know. So I am going to kind of speed through the face makeup, but I'll show you everything I used. So I used the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is my mom's favorite foundation. She likes a good medium to full coverage to kind of cover up any like sunspots. And I mixed the shade Vanilla and Warm Beige together because she is a little bit tan right now. And for the brush, I used the Sigma Flat Angled Kabuki brush. And then I took the Sigma Brightening Eye Duo. This was her first time trying it, and she loved it under her eyes, so I just placed a little bit of that right under her eyes. And this just kind of brightens everything up and covers up any discoloration. And then I added some concealer under her eyes. I think I mixed the Too Faced concealer with a little bit of a Benefit one just because I needed to mix the colors to make it a little more pink for her. But I just did a really light layer of concealer under her eyes, and I feel like it looks flawless on her. And then again, I went back in with the RCMA powder and just added a little bit under her eyes, kind of to set where I'm going to put eyeshadow under her eyes later, and just to set that concealer in place, but I just did a tiny layer. So my mom has never tried a cream blush before, so I applied the Kaja cream blush in Juicy Watermelon. I used the top shade from the Little Duo, and I just used that same Sigma foundation brush, and I used that to apply it on her cheeks, and I thought it looked so good on her. Like, she wants to buy this product because it looks amazing. So I think I might have gotten my mom hooked on cream blush. Look at how pretty it looks. I love it. And then I took the Anastasia cream bronzer and just applied that to her forehead. I know you can't really see it because her forehead's out of frame, but I just applied a little bit to the top of her forehead and around her cheeks. And then for a little bit of a highlight and more glow, I took the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 1, and I used that as a highlighter. Super soft, nothing too glittery. I just love how all these cream products just sank beautifully into her skin. It didn't accentuate any lines or wrinkles. So my mom likes a really bright brow highlight, so I took the shade Bad Habit from the palette. I did mix it with a little bit of Sin. So I took that on a Sigma LO4 and I placed that right underneath her brows to make it pop even more. And then she wanted even more shimmer, so I did take the Sigma highlighter in Sizzle, which is one of my favorites, and I added that under her brows and in her inner corner. Now for the lower lash line, I took that same tiny little brush I used for eyeliner and I picked up the shade Twisted, and I just did a really soft line on her lower lash line. I didn't want to do anything too dark or too crazy, and then I took more of the shade Boring on a Sigma E30 pencil brush and I used that to soften out the browns. And that is all I did on her lower lash line. I just wanted to put something there to kind of balance out the top lid. And here's what it looks like with just mascara. This is perfect for an everyday look, but the lashes are going to make it a little more glam and a little more like a going out look. And I wanted to try my bright lashes on her because I did use the style Flare when I did this look on myself, so I wanted to see how it looks on her, and I was excited because she's never tried my half lashes before. So I took the style Flare, and I did cut off just one little chunk from the outer corner because they were a little long for her eyes. This was my first time applying my half lashes on someone else, and honestly, it was so easy to do. Like, it was so nice not having to like finick or kind of mess with the inner corner. Literally just pop it on the outer corner and you're good to go. And then I took the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk and I lightly lined her lips with that. And then I popped on a little bit of the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. Love this color on her. I think she wants to get this product too because she liked it so much. And then I took my Bright Lashes applicator, or I like to call it a squeezy tool, and I just gently squeezed her natural lashes with the fake ones to blend them in. And this is the final look. I feel like it turned out so good on her. I love how the eyes look. Yes, the lashes are a little over the top, but I think they look beautiful. I love this look on her. Alrighty, and that was it for my mom's makeup. I loved how it turned out. I thought she looked so good. She wasn't really a fan of the lashes. I know that lashes are a lot for her. So for an everyday look for her, I'd probably pass on the lashes, but I still wanted to apply them on her because I've never had my half lashes on her before and I thought they looked amazing. Again, I would love your thoughts on this video and whether or not it was helpful for you, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my mom for being on my channel today, and don't forget to like and subscribe.